Hi there. So I'm here with my husband, who is also the father of our boys and a United States Submariner veteran. And he's going to tell you a little bit about what he went through in the military and how it's had an effect on what he's done today. All tell the whole journey, hun. Like the injuries you got, how you're resolving them, things like that.
Well, after 20 years, spending 20 years on steel decks and ladders, it can take a bit of a toll on the joints. Steel's not a very forgiving material to be working on, around, and in. Um, when I retired at 20 years, my right foot had hallux rigitosus. Is basically there was no cartilage left in my large toe joint. Um, and I had some knee soreness and pain. Not really severe, but it had affected my knees. Um, and probably for the last 6, 7 years of my Navy career, I had developed migraines that continued, well after retirement.
How did it affect your life?
Well, it's a damper. I mean, your head hurts and you can't keep your eyes open because your eyes hurt and sensitive to light, and
You
it's
missed work and
well, of
social
course,
events and things like that. Yeah, because we had
obviously.
trouble going out sometimes, as was the problem with the foot. Like going to fairs, he would just be like, I can't walk that far.
Yeah, my foot limited me to probably an hour, hour and a half of walking around,
Yeah.
and that would be about all the pain I could take. I would have to stop, and those were the major things. And I went through therapy with the Navy, and at the time they didn't really have any surgeries to help the foot, or my knees weren't bad enough for surgery,
And the migraines.
the migraines, those continued, and I would have one, maybe two or three one month, and one the next month, and then 7 or 8 the next month. They were all over the place. And doctors tried to find something, whatever the cause was, and migraines can be very difficult to, sort out. For a lot of people, they never find, the cause. But in any case, a few years ago, before we had found innovate, innovative,
Innovative.
and yeah, sorry,
Yeah, innovative. The patches.
new tongue, innovative. I did learn a lot about CBD, and CBD had, probably 3 or 4 years ago was starting to come about. Um, and But I tried it in the drops and the oil form, and while it didn't taste all that great, I did find that the CBD helped. And so I would take a few drops a day, and my migraines significantly decreased. And after several months, I can really say I was kind of migraine free. Every once in a while, I would start to feel a headache coming on, but was never that severe. And I would just take a little extra, CBD or something, and just don't do anything stressful, and I was great. As far as my foot, I didn't notice anything right away with my foot, but it kind of snuck up on me. But over 6, 8 months or so, I was having a lot less trouble with my foot. I almost kind of didn't notice until having done some activities where normally I'd only gone an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours tops, before being in pain. And the next thing I knew, I was going 5, 6 hours, and my foot maybe ached a little, but otherwise was fine.
Okay.
Um,
So in walk the patches, and then what differences did
well,
you
with the
notice?
patches, uh, the best thing about the patches are you don't have to take anything orally. There's no bad taste. They're actually more affordable. Um, I think you get more out of it, especially for the cost. Some of those little bottles of oil were, $80 or to $100, and would last, 3, 4 weeks. So the patches were a much better deal, And I was kind of skeptical at first because they're so thin and they don't look like there's really much of anything on them. But
Okay.
I'll be darned if after switching over to the patches that my improvement just continued. Um, I've gone recently I had to help mother clean out the garage after dad passed, and I was on my feet all day, and
Literally.
literally all day and into the evening, and my foot ached a little bit, but I was otherwise fine. It was perfectly normal. It was nothing that really phased me, and it kind of didn't even hit me until we had finished for the day, and a little bit later that evening I kind of just
Yeah.
realized that, hey, I've spent all day on my feet and my foot doesn't hurt.
Yeah, and he told everyone. He said it to me. He says, thank goodness, I think for that patch, that CBD patch, because normally I wouldn't have been able to have done that, and so I've noticed a difference.
But definitely with the migraines too. Those are especially annoying, especially when you're planning to do something with the family or to go out or just go to work and earn a paycheck, and you're down for half a day, sometimes longer, but usually
Right.
I could recover in 4 or 5 hours, but I haven't had any incident like that in several years now, and with the patches, it's gotten even better. Um,
Yeah, we've noticed it a
so
lot less. I think with the oils, you'd have maybe one or two a month, and maybe I've noticed a little hint of one a month if it starts to come on. What do you do?
it just so if I haven't had my patch for the day, then I would definitely. Sometimes I forget to put the patch on, but I found that I've actually been able to use the patch, like every other day. I don't have to put it on every day, and I'm still getting the same benefit. Um, but if I do feel one coming on and I hadn't put a patch on that particular day, I would put one on and just stay relaxed. I wouldn't stress my eyes or do anything stressful, and usually within half an hour or so, the early symptoms of a headache were gone. That'd be perfectly fine. So,
Okay. So,
so
where's your favorite spot? Did
uh,
you?
I put mine either right here. I have a spot here. There's not much hair, or sometimes on the back of my shoulders. I'll put the patch there.
Right, because sometimes where you place them, they have different effects.
Yeah, I know they say to place it above the heart, so that's perfect. That works.
That does work. I know I personally have noticed a lot of difference with it too. Okay, so social life's improved, I would say. What do you think?
Well, sure. I haven't been inhibited from having a social life. I've, we had the summer off, but for the last what at least,
Three
3
years you've
years,
done summer
I've
bowling,
been doing 34
and
weeks
that
of bowling.
stretches your foot out.
And yeah, that definitely puts stress on the foot. Because my right foot is the one I slide on when I bowl, so it's like all the weight's there.
Yeah, and you
Um,
used to have issues with that. I remember you'd come home and you say, well, I bothered it a little bit, but now you don't have those issues at
no,
all.
I haven't had any trouble with that, or my knees. My knees have been beautiful. And it's what discomfort I was having, which wasn't serious, is completely eliminated.
Yeah.
Certainly. So
All right.
it's been great for me, and I do like the vitamin patches as well. Um, I think that's a great way to take the
You're
vitamins.
talking about the complete?
The complete, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you like about that the most?
Well, just knowing that, because the research and the things I've learned about vitamins is, most pills, doesn't matter who's making them, the vitamins are not in a soluble form that the body can digest. They're not natural. They're all synthetic, and so 90% of the vitamins you throw through your system are just urinated right out. With the patches, that's 100% absorption. And I've noticed that my energy and
Well, it's more
overall
like 50
energy
to
is
60%, but yeah, I see what you mean though.
yeah,
Because you don't have it, you don't see it in a half hour in the toilet. Yeah.
right, right, and definitely nothing to swallow. You're not choking on horse pills.
That was what I
No.
found tough, like the upset stomach and stuff like that. It
Yeah.
would just sit in my stomach like a rock, but you know, you try your best, but you know, still you don't like that rocky, heavy feeling.
And before I even tried the energy patches, I was doing the vitamin patches as well, and I noticed my energy had improved, and just overall well-being just kind of felt a little better. And it's subtle
Physically
though,
and
because
mentally.
well, people tell me I'm mental, but yeah.
Mostly me. Yeah. Okay. Anything else you'd like to add on the differences, or you know, about the company? What do you think about the company? I know you mostly handle the back end. He's my tech person. He works in tech, and so he helps me figure out any kinks that I run up, which usually is me.
Well, I think the company's great. They have an excellent support for everybody. They're always there to answer questions or to help if we have problems. And it's a good program. It's fair. Absolutely.
You like the training too, because you have the guys training.
Yeah.
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 So they have just a man's group where they go on and talk about man stuff, because a lot of the training's mixed, but they do have their own guys.
It's always informal and friendly, and we have a good time, as well as learn from each other, support each other.
I like that too. It's almost like another type of family. You don't very often see that in typical jobs, but this one you do. And we have friends from all over the place now, so it's nice. We enjoy the money and all that, and definitely the products have improved our life. Anything else?
I think that's about it.
At
least for now.
I think we'll say good night. When we have an update, we will periodically try to do the Mike and Lisa thing. We are a team. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.